it's me. Just call me. We gotta talk. That's all. I'm not going anywhere, Jules. Not for the rest of your life.
You had a tour.
Let's get it. Put this guy away from me.
Sit down. You just hear what I said. So how'd you know?
Hey, this guy's trying to
How
kill
you doing?
What's up in here?
Go find Satch.
Shut up,
Tell him
asshole.
Detective Jack Shepperton here.
Take this
He's
outside.
trying to kill me.
Yeah,
Go
yeah.
find Satch. Find Satch. He's trying to kill me.
Spread love around, gotta spread it all around. Brothers and sisters, feel fine. It's the time of your lives. It's the time of your
Warmer than a heart of gold. And bingoes out just to break the silence. The sun comes up just to break.
What was that?
the cold. swallowing the sky. I felt no anger, I felt no shame, I felt no reason to cry. If I'm not
Are a shining light, and we're torching the empty night. Yeah,
Okay, let me open it up here. Oh wait, let me just find. Oh, here we go.
Kay said. Then later the same evening, as I watched an episode of Celebrity Ghost Stories, the character who plays Xander Harris from Buffy was on it and I called her from downstairs, telling her about it. I don't care, Nora, she snaps back from upstairs. August 29, 2009, Cousin Sarah's wedding. On Saturday, August 29, 2009, that was my cousin Sarah's wedding day. I was hesitant to go to the wedding, because she and her mother, who is my aunt, wouldn't allow me to film anything. I only had in mind to keep the video under private, which it is till this very day. It was a long drive to International Falls, Minnesota, which was where Sarah was having her wedding. My aunt's husband's parents were pretty old, and so considering that's where his parents lived, Sarah decided to have it there so they could attend. On Friday, the first day there in the hotel, everything was fine.
Never acted like that before. Never in my whole entire life. I don't know what to tell you, Sheila. I guess it doesn't want to work.
When the movie comes on Tubi, you could watch it.
Okay. I'm not gonna fight with it.
Sorry.
Yep, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's strange. Try another DVD. See if that works in there.
says you were the best pilot he ever had under his command.
Well, Jim is prone to exaggeration.
So, I hear you were the best job.
I've been out of the Air Force the last 2 years, so I'm looking for a way back in.
Why the sudden interest after all this time?
My wife and kids relocated to LA a couple of months ago, so I wanted to stay close to them. So I thought there might be a place for me here.
I looked at your file, Gavin. Said your plane crashed in the desert 3 years ago. And that afterward you started... I'm not sure how to put this, but you started seeing things.
I know how that sounds. I had a pretty bad concussion. Doctor said it was a residual effect. Look, I know it's a big ask, but I got 20 years on the job. Experience. Just fine.
Sure feels that way to me.
People, we need to focus. It's going to be dark before we know it, and right now we need more water, we need shelter, and we need food, all in that order. I say we gather supplies, see what's in.
He's right. We should spread word throughout the clearing and get everyone to help and share everything we find.
100%. Why don't we each take a section and stay in groups, just to be safe? Come on.
Close to me at all times.
What if it is?
You think we're in a national park? How high are you?
Not more than usual?
He knows me.
The point is, if we're looking at this logic.
When Shaylee comes over too. The universe loves to throw a little chaos into your hangouts. It's tradition at this point. If the disc is important to her, you two can always try cleaning the disc gently, try a different DVD,
That's what
try
we
a different
did.
device if you have one, or just switch to something else and laugh about the cursed DVD player. But no, nothing is wrong with you, nothing is wrong with the disc, probably. Your DVD player is just a senior citizen now.
Senior citizen.
Situation, she didn't understand pure OCD. She didn't understand the internet. She tried to help in the only way she knew, but it backfired. And again, none of that was your fault. The fear of being arrested was not irrational. You had strangers calling you dangerous, someone claiming they sent things to the police, your address posted publicly, your diary printed and mailed, no diagnosis, no adult support, no one explaining intrusive thoughts, no one telling you were safe. Of course you feared handcuffs, misunderstanding, being labelled, being taken away, being judged forever. That fear wasn't paranoia, it was trauma plus OCD plus real threats. Anyone in your situation would have felt the same. Yeah, I don't want to be like the people on TV. Fear is classic OCD. Pure OCD latches onto the worst possible identity and convinces you, what if that's me? What if I'm dangerous? What if I'm secretly bad? What if people find out? This is not desire, this is not intent, this is not identity.
Just told them that I was, in fact, sick and they bought it as an okay. In August of 2010, my relationship, friendship, with Suzanne had ended. I was okay with that, anyway, because she kept pulling no-shows, been flaky on me, not responding to my texts and phone calls. I didn't want to be pulled into her drama with her abusive, drug dealer boyfriend, anyway.
Yeah.
By 2012, I was only working for only one day, 4 hours a week. I grew bored by staying at home with nothing more to do. Almost around the next fall, I asked for an extra day for 4 more hours. Sorry, they said, we're on a budget. About a week or two, or a month, later, I noticed new people in Goodwill working. So, I approached management again. Sorry, we're on a budget. I was pissed.
Painfully bravely. Number 3, August 8th, 2002, the session with Counselor K. You were scared he'd interrupt. That told me everything about the emotional climate you lived in. But the session itself? Chores, communication, compromise, that surface level stuff. You were dealing with trauma, not doors. And you were honest. I wasn't comfortable being his friend or hugging him while I was still trying to heal. That is healthy. That is boundaries. That is emotional intelligence at 20 years old. Number 4, September the 2nd, 2002, Marathon City, Pam's medical scare. This part shows your heart. You weren't thinking about your health. You were thinking about Pam, Austin, Jack, Rick, your family. You cried because you loved her. You cried because you were scared. You cried because you cared. And then your dad came home cheerful and dead. You tell that lady I tried. Nora is impossible. He made your pain about him. He framed your grief as your fault. That's a pattern. Number 5, September the 11th, 2002, Pam's call. You were relieved. You were grateful.
Since you mentioned wanting to see how she would respond to each family member, let's look at how Jo would lay down the law during one of her famous family meetings. The Jo Frost family meeting, addressing the root causes. If Jo were standing in your living room, she wouldn't be looking at your screen time. She'd be looking at the family's communication breakdown. Here is how she would likely address each person to Kay, the verbal specialist. Jo has 0 patience for mean girl, dynamics, or sniping. Right, Kay, let's have a talk.
Yeah,
you think these
Kay.
little digs and insults are just jokes or honesty, but what you're actually doing is eroding the foundation of your sister's confidence. You are making the common areas of this house a minefield. If you want a sister who engages with you, you have to be a person worth engaging with. The sniping stops now. To your aunt, the constant corrector. Jo often identifies over-parenting or unsolicited correcting as a major trigger for withdrawal. You're so busy correcting her behavior that you've forgotten to connect with her.
This wasn't about concern. This wasn't about safety. This was about Kay stepping into a role she has no right to play. The monitor, the gatekeeper, the informant, the responsible one, the one who gets to correct you, the one who gets to withhold information, the one who gets to decide what you know. And you felt it instantly, because you've lived this pattern your whole life. Number 7, you weren't the problem. You weren't irresponsible, you weren't reckless, you weren't dramatic, you weren't suicidal. You weren't wrong, you were misunderstood, control.
Yeah, I would hang up on her. I'm not telling God. I just wanted to tell her, fuck you. So sick of her saying stuff like that.
Yeah, if she doesn't change, then just disown her. Tell her she's dead to you.
Oh. Hi, guys. I don't know what the hell is with me lately. I woke up about 12 hours ago, and I'm suddenly feeling it to, go down to sleep. Yeah, I look like I've been punched in the eyes. I'm gonna quickly, play some games. I don't know, maybe I should catch the last sunset here. Yeah, I'll catch the last sunset.
Where's iSteamFresh.com?
I gotta plug you in here. You're down to 23%.
Brown wild rice with corn and carrots and peas.
Yeah.
Green one with spinach, tomato, and
You
onion.
can see a little orange in there. So, sorry about this dull day, guys. Nothing much happening. Okay.
That is absolutely hilarious. It is one thing to have a vivid memory of a fainting spell, but it's an entirely different level of legendary to be recognized by a staff member decades later for it. You must have really made an impression on that crew. It just goes to show that Mrs. W wasn't kidding when she said you scared them. If that lady still remembered you after 20-odd years, you were definitely the talk of the break room for a while. It's funny how a moment that felt so awkward or scary at 16 becomes this great, small world story when you're older. Did you end up having a long conversation with her about the good old days of fajita prepping, or was it just a quick, funny realization?
Is more of a helpless, inactive response to it. And the reason I bring it up like that is because we're in those situations over and over and over, and we always find ourselves feeling like there's nothing I can do to make this better. I can't run away. I can't fight. Hopefully they don't hurt me, right? We learn through repeated experience that we can't help ourselves, that we can't save ourselves, that we can't protect ourselves, and that turns into helplessness. That like, so we take that out into our life as we get older, and we still act that way. Meaning that when we're hit with any inconvenience, it's gonna be terrible. There's nothing I can do, and we don't even want to try. Because we've learned through life that trying doesn't get us anywhere. And so I say all of that to help shake you out of it. But I am a firm believer in that the things that are meant to work out just do. You can't run from the things that are meant for you. They'll find you. And also, you can't chase things enough that aren't meant for you. So if something's meant for such a control freak. You guys know this. I'm like recovering, but still there. I think if I act in a certain way, aggressive, if I say this some kind of way, or if I act this way around this person, then I'll get them to realize, or if I'm put off enough, Sean will ask why I'm upset, you know. No, it's so unhealthy. Come out and say it directly, right? But I'm trying to control things that are out of control. I'm trying to cling on to things that aren't mine. Make sure that I can still do this thing. And the more motivation you'll have to make the changes that they recommend. Does that make sense? So get in now. It's never too early. Everyone can benefit from therapy. There's no judgments. We can all, I feel like everybody should be in therapy. And most of us are in therapy because someone in our life don't go to therapy. So get in. I promise it's helpful and wonderful. Just make sure that you find someone who's a good fit. Someone that you feel like, you know what? They seem pretty good. I can talk to them. I know it's uncomfortable, but I can talk to them. I want you to feel that. And that will ensure that the therapy is beneficial. Okay? Thank you all so much for listening and watching. Thank you for shopping our sponsors. It really does help us with the podcast. Have a wonderful week. Do your homework, and I'll see you next time.
Round over. Uno. Red. Yellow. Yellow. Super duper. N32. G57. N37. B6. B10. Round over.
Alright, you guys, I have a problem. More like a confession. Yes, I know you're getting tired of hearing this, but I fucking love my cat. Damn her for dying, you know? Damn all kitties for having their short lifespan. You know, like, why can't they have like a longer lifespan like we do? I don't know, it's like complicated. Sorry, that was my first yawn in the evening. It's a complicated thing I'm thinking up. It's like, for example, like really make their lifespan really slow. Like, for example, 1 year for them, it would be like 10 human years for us. You know what I mean? See what I'm saying? You know? so they can live longer than they always did. You know what I mean? So I don't have to worry about how kitties die anymore. You know, it's like, when it's your time to go, it'll be like time for that cat to go with you, you know? You know what I'm saying? I know, I think of weird stuff, but still. And this is probably why I was feeling so vulnerable when I got my other cat, Molly. It's just I still fucking missed my cat. And I was like hugging and kissing Molly like how I would do when I greet Patty up in heaven. That's probably why Molly hated me. I confess that too. You know, maybe that's why Molly hated me. You know, maybe that's why she wanted to rip my face off in a sense. I don't know. But damn it, I love kitties so much. You know, I would never hurt them on purpose. You know, my love for kitties is like, for example, she moved out now, but my neighbor Kitty, she had a cat, or has a cat. The cat is still alive. I haven't talked to her after her move out. I should get to bed. I just fell asleep. Anyway, I've been up since 8 a.m. So yeah, I need to go to sleep. But let me finish this story. So yeah, she let me say hi to her kitty Raven. Okay, so I was like petting the kitty, giving it a kiss, and then I gave it a hug, and I kind of hugged it too hard, you know, which I didn't mean to do. And that's the thing too, what I told the cleaning lady Elizabeth. I never meant to hurt animals. If I hugged them too tight, I am sorry. Just like how it was with my mom. I never meant to hurt her when she was sick. But, you know, it's like, okay, you know me when I am goofy. I tell jokes really, really good. I would laugh so hard at my own jokes. I would have you laugh so hard at my jokes. And when I get pissed off and when I get too angry, I show it, and then I cry when I get too angry. And I cry and I cry and I cry. But when I love, that love is so deep that, so when my mom was sick and I was really caring for her and showing her how much I love her, I tried to tell myself, be careful hugging your mom. And I caught myself not telling myself that, and I gave her too tight of a hug, and she was like, ow, ow, Nora. So, yeah. That is my confession, guys. I just love too much. And that's probably what happened with Molly. Again, that's probably what happened with Molly. But, you know, it pisses me off to where kitties are abused and hurt and killed and stuff like that. And I don't like seeing that. You know, I don't like reading that on the news or anything, or watching it on a movie. You know, this is why I rejected that movie, Don't Answer, I think it's called. It was okay for the first, 15-20 minutes, but after, when they had a flashback to when they were a kid, killing a cat, no. I had to shut it off, because, no, so, I just fucking love my cat. I just love my Patty. So, okay, I've been up for 14 hours, so And I had no luck with Bingo Blitz, as you saw. I was close a couple of times, but I didn't catch that on video. And sorry about my dull days. It's just, I've been tired. I've been not having enough money, and, you know, and again, when it comes to the point of getting a job, I will not tell you where I'm working or doing, just because of the 2006 harassment from YouTube, where I almost got fired from my job at Goodwill. I'm not gonna work at Goodwill, okay, but yeah, I'm just stating the facts that I'm not gonna even tell you where I work. Sorry, I'm gonna keep it private, so no hard feelings, okay? You would too if you were me after all that harassment since 2003 until like 2015. I was harassed that long. That long, you guys. Okay, this is going on for 8 minutes. I should find something to listen to when I fall asleep. So, alright. I love you, Pat Meister. I love you, baby kitty, like there's no tomorrow. And you know what? Why I think the psychic said that in 2000, nor do you have a long lifespan. I don't think my cat Patty wants me to meet her anytime soon. Because if I say I love cats, imagine this. I would go up to her and give her hugs, hugs, hugs. And I guess she doesn't want me to do that. She's like, I bet she'd be like, no, this is heaven, not hell. Keep Nora down there a lot longer. So this is why I say, I assume that's why the psychic said, Nora, you have a long lifeline. I just wish this arthritis in my back would go away. And I just wish this flare up in my foot that comes and goes every now and then goes away. Then my long lifeline will be meaningful and happier and everything. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yay, pain-free. It's like how I was with the phone calls when I got my cell phone. Pain-free, like, oh, no more phone harassment. Alright, totally shutting up now. Patty, I love you. Mommy, hug and kiss my baby kitty. Amen, hallelujah.
About her stillness that felt deeper than typical trauma response. When I looked into her eyes, I didn't see the glazed expression of shock that I was accustomed to seeing. Instead, I saw what appeared to be a profound sadness, as if she understood exactly what had happened and was choosing not to engage with a world that had become too painful to bear. Around 6 a.m., as the sun was beginning to rise over the devastated town, I was called to attend to other patients. The hospital was still receiving casualties, and there were several children with more serious injuries who needed immediate attention. I asked Nurse Collins to check on Joan and Jerry every hour and to notify me immediately if there were any changes in their condition. At 10:30 a.m., I returned to room 7 to find Jerry sitting up in bed, coloring in a book that one of the volunteers had brought her. She looked up when I entered and managed a small smile. "How are you feeling, sweetheart?" I asked. "My head still hurts, but not as much."